Thank you so much. Thank you. What a group of nice people. Workers, all workers. No handouts, no nothing. I just want to mention that over the last few weeks, because of what's been going on, a lot of people, I wrote a book called The Art of the Deal, and people think I know something about negotiation. And the press would call me and ask, well, what do you think of what's going on with the Republicans and the Democrats? And I hated to see what was happening because the conservatives and the Republicans were not sticking together. And I said it very loudly, that had they been together, unified, one of the senators came out with a very famous quote, "We can't win." That was the exact quote, "We can't win." Had they stuck together, you would have made one hell of a deal. And you wouldn't be in the position where you're being criticized right now. So, Senator, hang in there, wherever you are, Senator. Where's my senator? Hang in there, Senator. But it wasn't easy for you, I can tell you, because I watched people that were sniping at your heels, and I'm not talking about the Democrats. So just keep it going. I want to thank everybody. Jeffrey Lord has written some articles about me that was so nice, and so nice that I actually called him. I said, thank you. That was really fantastic. He's a great writer. He's a great guy, and I really appreciate it. I really do. And Bob Tyrrell, where's Bob? Bob, congratulations. You've done some job with the American Spectator. You really have. Amazing job. And Bill from the New York Post, he's sitting over there someplace, but I also want to congratulate you. Fantastic job. I read him all the time, and I 95% agree with what he has to say in those editorials. We're in a position, our country, where we're being scoffed at by the world. We're being looked at. You know, the whole Obamacare fiasco, which I happen to think is going to die of its own weight, I personally think it's going to just disintegrate. So all of the people that are fighting so hard to end it, I'm not sure that you're not wasting your time. I just don't think it's going to work. And it's a disaster. I have friends that are very much into the world of, like, every penny counts. And they're closing up their businesses, or they're doing something else. They're hiring all part-time workers. And they're taking people that had good jobs for 20 and 25 years, they're making them part-time. And what this is doing to those people's families is just a horrendous situation. But when you look at the time in our history, it's been amazing. Whether it's Benghazi, a total catastrophe, the IRS, the NSA, or the website. You know, you look at the website. And the website is, I was criticized the other day. I said it was $635 million. And they said, no, it's not. It's only $400 million that was wasted. And then they apologized because it was actually more than $635 million. And then they found out that they really have no idea what the hell it is. And I said, why wouldn't you have hired Google? Why wouldn't you have hired any one of our great technology companies? I mean, I use some of these companies, the things that they do are far more complex, far more costly in terms of what they're doing and what they're trying to do. And these guys could have done this easily. We go to Canada. I love Canada, by the way, but we go to Canada, and we hire a Canadian company with a horrible track record. I don't know if you've seen the track record. This company was thrown out of many, many different places for doing disastrous work. They're being sued all over the planet. And we hire this company. Who are these people that do this? And how could a thing like this happen? So whether you like Obamacare or don't like it, this whole website thing is being looked at all over the world, and the world is laughing at us because they can't understand it. Now, I have a company that has many websites. They cost me nothing. Websites. Websites are great. You know, you hire smart people, and they do a website, and you say, thank you very much, and you pay them a salary, or you pay them whatever you do. But this has turned out to be a total catastrophe. Now, I have to say, it is very negative, but it could turn out to be something very interesting for Republicans because it's only going to get worse. Friends of mine that are truly, truly good at this kind of technology say it cannot be saved. It's got to be blown up and started all over again. It's that bad, and you just can't save it. You can change it. They can make it a little bit better, but they can't make it right. And that is going to be one hell of an embarrassment for the Democrats. And I would say it's going to take place right about the time of your next election, and that could be very helpful. So while it's a negative thing, it could be very helpful to getting lots of good Republicans elected. One little story, and you know, again, T. Boone is just an amazing guy and a great guy, and it's such an honor that what he just said was great, that I was his first choice, because he had lots of choices, and a lot of people would like to have won this tonight. But he's a fantastic guy, and he really loves his country. But one thing I think that T. Boone would like is a really horrible situation took place over the last 28 years in New York. They were building a golf course. Now, this is a large-scale version of the Woolman Rink. The Woolman Rink was 8 years under construction. They couldn't get it done. They had actually spent $21 million, and I was able to do it in a period of 4 months for about $1 million. And I made the statement to then Mayor Koch, if it costs me more than $2 million, I'll pay it. The city doesn't even have to pay it. But I had young kids. At that time, Ivanka was a young child. I wanted her to go ice skating. And I'd go past the rink, and I'd see all these people. Nobody was working. There was nobody working. And I finally called Ed Koch. I said, this is horrible. My daughter is going to be old. She's not going to want to go ice skating anymore. This is for years. And I said, I will guarantee that I will build it quickly, effectively. Anything more than 2, I will pay. Anyway, I got it done in a few months. It was really not easy. I'll give you an example. The government. They called a firm from Miami Beach that made refrigerators to create ice. And the ice was Freon. So if they had one little tiny hole, speck, in a pipe, the gas would leak out and you couldn't have ice, and they couldn't have ice. They filled it up, then they had to rip it. They just ripped it apart. They couldn't do it. So when I took it over, I called the Montreal Canadiens. I thought that was a much better for making ice. You know, we're talking about making ice, right? And they said, you can't use Freon, sir. It doesn't work. I said, oh, that's good. Somebody should have told the city this 8 years ago. And it was great, and to this day I still run it, and it's actually the most successful ice skating rink in the world. We do tremendous crowds. But one little more modern, updated scenario, 27 years, and $257 million on building a golf course in the Bronx. And Michael Bloomberg, who I happen to like a lot, some of you do and some of you probably don't, but I do, you know. That's okay. Don't worry about it. He can handle it. He's got a lot of money. So, but he called me, and he said, you know what? This has been under construction for many, many administrations. I'd love to get this thing done during my administration. And 12 months ago, I was given the RFP. I won the RFP and took it over under a long-term contract. And I was able to build it was a Jack Nicklaus super design, signature design golf course in a period of 13 months, finished. And we had a big ribbon cutting last week. And it shows you about entrepreneurship. It shows you about private and free enterprise. And it shows you what you can do if you let this great country go. If you unleash the spirit and the brain and the everything in the country. So, again, from the standpoint of the American Spectator, it's an amazing group of people. Jeffrey is an amazing guy, an amazing writer. I want to congratulate everybody in this room. You're all here to do something really good. We love the country. We hate seeing what's happening to our country. We're going in the wrong direction. Whether it's the immigration, where millions of people, and I said this, look, we all have heart. I said it, and I got in a little heat, but I don't care. What difference does it make? You know, I'm rich too. I don't, you know, what the hell? But I said, you're talking about letting in 17 million, 11 million, I heard 35 million. From the Republican standpoint, from the conservative standpoint, all of these people will be voting for Democrats. I say, what are you doing? What are you doing? You have to do what's right. Most importantly, you have to do what's right. You have to do what's right for people. You have to do what's right for the country. But at the same time, you can't have a death wish, and you have to be smart. So with that, it's a great, great honor to be here tonight. I hope that next year, this is very important, Bob, next year, toward the end of the year, we can be in the new Trump International Hotel ballroom, okay? All right? And we're going to have a magnificent building right down the street on Pennsylvania Avenue. And thank you all. Really a great honor. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.